Now, here's a very sensitive topic. I think this topic is going to be a little bit sensitive, just like most of the topics that we touch here on our podcast. But I just want you guys to hear me out first, process what I'm saying before you go ahead and start condemning me. Okay. Now, I want to start off by saying criminals will always exist. Crime will always be a thing. And my point of view on it is crime should be organized, right? Um, and what I mean by that is we used to have um, gangs, organized groups, or the mafia, whatever you want to call them, that used to run certain parts of a city or certain areas or certain neighborhoods. And I remember in the 90s, the police department like heavily started going after criminal organizations using in the 80s and 90s they started going after these first they were going after the mafia with the RICO Act. Then they started using the RICO Act for gangs, for local gangs and everything else like that. And a lot of these, what we call OGs, a lot of these guys, they ended up getting arrested and going to jail, right? And when these OGs or these organized groups of gangs, mafia, mobs, or whatever you want to call them, when they got arrested, what happened was there were no OGs around, which OG stands for original gangsters. For those of you who don't know, those are like the big brothers. There was no OGs around to teach the young guys the rules, how they shouldn't do certain things to attract so much attention. Violence should be like a last resort, and also that civilians should not be involved in their activities. So now you have this new generation of what they call cliques, you know, and what these cliques do is, one group set up a clique A and another one set up a clique B, and they say, well, we're rivals, so we're just supposed to massacre each other for whatever reason, right? It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with territory. It's just we're different cliques. We're supposed to hate each other and we're supposed to go after each other. And when they go after each other, there's no rules, you know. Uh, they would shoot up a kid's birthday party. They would go to a funeral and do the same thing. They would, do a drive-by on a home and, not care who's in the home or whatever case may be. They're going after that one individual, but they don't care who's involved in it. And this is why you notice now in America, we're so unsafe. We feel so unsafe. And there's so much violence happening, like senseless, unnecessary violence happening because